Of COVID-19 on the rise and concerns about the Delta variant. Many parents are concerned about what the new school year will be like.
Well, New York City Councilman Mark Treyger has said New York City schools, public schools actually, should offer a remote option for those under the age of 12 who cannot be vaccinated.
City Council Schools Chair Mark Treyger joining us this morning. Nice to have you back on Good Day New York.
Great to be with you, Rosanna. Thank you, and Bianca. Thanks so much.
So, Councilman, you know that severe cases of COVID in children under 12 are extremely rare. These kids have more of a problem riding in a car with their family than they do in school. Why are you throwing out the remote option again?
We're hearing from public health experts, Rosanna, that we are in a race between vaccines and variants. And this Delta variant is probably the most transmissible variant that we've seen so far. And I think that right now we don't have a plan for kids under 12 in New York City public schools who have no vaccines. Now, as you pointed out, fortunately, that there's not science that says that this is far more dangerous as far as deadly. But the problem is that since it's transmissible, if they have grandma or someone, a person with immunocompromised person who's taking care of them, someone that they can transmit it to, that's the issue. And I think that parents that I've spoken with and principals that I've spoken with have said to me, how will my school comply in the fall with social distancing when it's very overcrowded, when there's large class size? Principals are asking me, will I again have to become a crisis manager navigating this situation room? Principals want to focus on their job, making sure kids are learning in schools. So we have a lot of unanswered questions, and we just have no plan. So at least I am offering an option for school communities and parents to say, since there's no vaccine for kids under 12, and we have concerns about complying with public health rules this fall, let's have a remote option on the table.
Well, let me ask you something, Councilman, because we are coming off, and we've heard from everybody, from the union to educators, probably the worst period for kids. You talk about education gap. These kids may never get it back. They have school rising now to try to get them up to grade level. We know that it did not work in many sectors of this city. Why is it, though, private schools and Catholic schools were able to have in-person learning and the public school system still can't get their act together?
Well, we have over about 1 million kids in our public school system. We have some schools
not anymore.
Well, it's the last count I had about 1 million kids around that number.
They said a lot of parents pulled their kids out of school, a few 100,000.
Right, and I'm already hearing anecdotally that a lot of folks have reached out to their school enrollment centers about fall options, but we'll see the numbers very soon this summer, in August actually, Rosanna. But we have a lot of kids in our school system. We have some schools where I used to teach over close to 40 kids sometimes. We're in a classroom, so we have issues with regards to class size and the ability to adhere to these 3-foot rules, which in many cases are just not going to happen. And so I think that we just need to have a plan right now in place for kids under 12, which currently, right now, there is no vaccine. There really is no plan. It's sort of principals figure it out on the fly, on your own, which was the case last year. That's what concerns me.
And you talk about having a plan. Why can't we get together behind one plan of having kids all back in schools, masks included, vaccinated or unvaccinated? Because studies are showing that K-12 education is on the downside because of this. So if you're saying, all right, we'll kind of break this up, we know that remote learning has caused some inequities, as you said, and especially in Black and brown communities. So why continue this when the better option would be to have those kids in school in person?
Well, I just want to remind folks that during the course of the last school year, the remote option was by choice. It was not forced upon families, and the majority of New Yorkers selected remote learning because of concerns and because of lack of trust in their government. I cannot begin to tell you the number of people who have reached out to me since my call last week asking for that remote option again. This is not a requirement. This is an option for families because they know that right now schools will not be able to fully comply with all the public health rules, and we just don't have a vaccine for kids under 12 yet. But I will say this, as soon as we do have that available for kids, it really does change the entire equation. We're just not there yet.
Well, do you have any word from people that you've worked with about when maybe that vaccine will become available? We've heard maybe the end of the school year or end of the year, actually. Have you heard anything different?
You know, depending upon different reports that you're reading, some folks are talking about during the winter. Also during the winter, they're talking about the vaccines that we have right now getting full FDA approval, which would be really a great step forward as well. But we desperately need a vaccine for kids under 12. This really is a major challenging issue, first and foremost for the health of our kids and our families, but also to get the school process right, to really advance a safe plan that people can actually implement. Because I'm telling you now, principals I've spoken with have told me there is no way that they'll be able to adhere to all the health rules because of overcrowding, because of large class size, and they need to level with parents about the realities kids are facing.
All right, and the reality is some parents do want to put their kids back in person, you know, learning. So anyway, good luck. It's not an easy decision, but I will tell you, a lot of the research says these kids, they've gone through, you know, hell and back with remote learning, either not learning at all or, you know, suffering the consequences of not having socialization.
Yeah.
It really is a problem.
I agree, Rosanna, and I do support, again, wholeheartedly in-person learning. I was a former teacher. It's very important to me. What I'm offering right now is just a practical, feasible solution in the interim as we get additional vaccines online and the ability to adhere to the public health guidance that the federal, state, local governments are telling us to adhere to. Right now, what I'm just sharing with you is that many schools will not be in a position to comply because of overcrowding and large class size.
All right. Thank you so much, Mark Treyger. We appreciate you coming on.